moderate ng open forum with us is a researcher from this university who has gone abroad to present her research outputs there. Recently, you were in Nevada, no, ma'am? She's in Florida, presenting her thesis output, or research output. So, let's all welcome, friends, Professor Agnes Cinco Siquinho. Can you join us here, ma'am? Well, I guess it's best to really see you here. Come on. This is going to be... We'd like to acknowledge, by the way, Ma'am Persia Leite, my former chairperson, Sir Mascardo, and of course, Dean Detuya of the College of Commerce, si Ma'am Jess Avenido, my partner in the research training, and of course, the MC, Ma'am De Catalina. So, Ma'am Agnes, ano bang mga tanong natin so far? Yes.
While I was listening to you, I just wondered whether it's possible for us in the university to do a study, replicate the study just like what SEO the Philippines did on the Mantik-Salon tribe. They did a video on the culture of the Mantik-Salon tribe. I was also thinking of doing the same
thing, yes.
But with the other faculty from the social Sciences Department.
Philosophy, okay.
Maybe they would be interested to do a study on another tribe. I was wondering if the Cultural Center of the Philippines,
NCCA, National Commission for Culture and the Arts,
would be willing to help us on that.
Okay, Nico?
Kung usapin po ng resources, baka po makatulong ang NCCA. Ang CCP po makakatulong in terms of manpower, in terms of expertise, kasi yun naman ang husay nila. You mentioned na ginawa na po itong research ng ibang institution. Maganda rin po makipag-usap kayo sa kanila. Kasi baka later on, di po natin kailangan pag-ingatan na, lalo na aware na mga tao sa IPR. Kailangan yung magpaalam. Tapos kung ano yung benchmark, ano yung uniqueness ng inyong research time sa kanila.
Yeah, actually, I did an initial discussion with the research center of the university, and then they are willing to help us in terms of how they did it with that tribe. And I thought of sharing it with the other faculty members here, and that's why. But in the process of such discussion, we actually encountered concerns like the financial concerns, because they spent so much on the filming of the documentary, and then I was thinking, I wonder if we can have a support system or an institution who would be willing to help us with that. So I'm very happy that I was able to really, we are able to have you here so that maybe you can shed light on that.
Alright. Ang finances po talaga lagi na yan. Given na yan, given na yan. Pero, given na yan, no? Parang sabi nga, hindi na dapat pinoproblema yan. Yan. Ang CCP naman, in all, parang, laging iniisip, merong paraan, no? Tingnan po natin hanggang saan, baka hindi CCP, baka pwedeng ma-refer kayo sa ibang mga organizations. So, ayan po yan. Or if there's, tingnan din natin kung ang NCCA ay nasa program nila ngayon, why not? Or other institutions, pwede naman. Ang dami mga institutions na gumagawa nito. Basta as long as alam nila kung ano yun.
So what should be the procedure that we're going to follow? Like, are we going to come up with a proposal and submit it to CCP, and CCP will be the one to refer it to other institutions?
Wala kang ganung mandate ng CCP kasi your proposal, then we can link you. Kasi kung sa amin, kadalasan po dahil alam niyo naman ang linya ng CCP, ang mandate ng CCP ay performing arts. Baka po mauwi ng isang production instead na research. Pwede po, no? Pwede,
yeah, it can be.
Tingnan po natin kung ano matutulong natin. Pero kung gusto niyong research na research, hindi po ito yung mandate ng CCP. Iba po ang magiging output nito.
Yeah, actually, it is going to be used as an instructional material. It's intended to be used as an instructional material. So, not only in social science studies, but in research, because the study that Lyceo did is a qualitative study, and I use it in my research classes. So, as an instructional material, they did a video on the culture of Lumapig Salog, and they came up with something that would actually help us not only to understand what the culture is all about, but also to shed light to our students on how qualitative research is done.
Pwede po yan. Well, I'm aware that ito na rin kasi yung yung angulo ng ating K-12 education. Yung mga ganun. Pwede po siyang magamit. Definitely meron po. Baka ma-link natin sa NCCA. Kasi ginagawa po nila yun ngayon.
Thank you very much.
Thank you. Yes, Agnes, proceed.
There's another one question. I was listening to Father Manny a while ago. I remember that there was one student in my master class who submitted a study on, it was just an initial study because it was a class requirement only, and we wanted to, she actually wanted to find out on the streets of Cebu City. So she did that initial study, and while listening to Father talking about the need to know about Aposalem and Gorordo and everybody else, so I thought maybe it would be good to expand such a study. But I do believe that there's a need for so much funding also for it. So I'm hoping that we can also get support.
Explore that area.
Yeah, explore
Okay.
that area.
Sige po. Sabay-sabay po tayo makipagkaibigan sa mga agencies.
So,
Yun talaga, that's the cue, no?
Oo. Kailangan makikonnect.
that's
Magpagkaibigan po tayo sa mga agency. Ganun po yun.
is it covered under National Culture for the Arts, or is it covered under
What, CCT?
CCP ba?
Parang sa NCCA siguro posible. No?
NCCA,
We'll try to have a
NCCA.
proposal. Yes.
Tapos kami naman po kasi kami mga empleyado ng CCT, may mga connections naman po. At hindi naman po namin pinagkakait ito. Pamahali yung mga connection na to.
Well, I would say yes. CCT has been helping USJ-R, in fact, in some of its programs. So I'd like to thank you and Eva and the rest. So, siguro Ma'am Agnes,
Maybe there will be questions from the
our
audience,
teacher, si Dean,
the teachers.
Detuya, maybe, si Sir Edgar. Do you have a question, sir, please? Sir Edgar. Boys, Mike, please. Bert, you kindly cover Sir Edgar. Take a shot of Sir Edgar, Bert.
Okay. I came in late. The copyright statement in every book is very clear. No copy of this book may be reproduced in any form without the written permission of the author. And we know that we can actually reproduce copies under the doctrine of fair use.
Yes.
I just want to know the parameter or boundary of fair use. Because among those students, for example, it is common practice to reproduce copies of an entire book, not just pages. So would this still fall under fair use? Because fair use means you can reproduce copies if you use it for instructional purposes. That's the first question. Second question, your answer to the second question may benefit the students. Can you run us through the process of applying for a copyright? No? Like if I'm a new author, no? I'm just starting out, I've written a book, no? I want it to be copyrighted. What are the steps? No? Is there any office here in Cebu that I can approach to facilitate my application for copyright? And what are the costs involved? Two questions in the meanwhile.
Natin gagawin, it's an IPR forum, Robert. No? Kasi mas
Please.
magandang yung talagang mga lawyer talaga ang makasama natin at may mga expert. Plugging lang po, no? Isa po ito sa programa ko sa CCP. Parang advancing and promoting what's the IPR issue.
That's in our division.
That's in my division. No? Kailangan maintindihan ng lahat. Okay. What's fair use? No? Ang extent po ng fair use, basta po kayo ay taga-gobyerno, pwede naman po kayo gumamit. Fair. Pero private kayo, so, slash. Okay. Pag ito po ay materyales o gagamitin sa eskwela, pwede po natin sabihin itong fair. Okay. Kaya lang, ang limitation po rito, as long as yung mga materyales or yung author or publisher ay makakabenta pa. Or meaning, ang paggamit nito ay hindi mo na siya kinompetensya. Baka naman kasi kung ikaw ay isang teacher, tapos ni-require ng estudyante na ganito ang reference mo, pwede naman kasi i-Xerox. Pero kung ang iyong estudyante ay sabihin natin 300 students na lahat si-Xerox, kawawa naman yung publisher at author. Kinompetensya mo na siya, hindi mo na siya pinakita. Or hindi na siya kumita sa kanyang trabaho. So meron pong konting mga limitation ng fair use. Well, tandaan po natin, kung gobyerno, maaari po itong fair use, pwede pong kumopya, pero on a limited scale lang. Tatandaan po natin, dapat yung publisher or author o kung sinong may gawa, dapat bebenta pa rin. Okay, in terms of, kung kayo po ay author, publisher, or merong gustong ipa-copyright, I think ang Cebu, merong IPR office, tama ba?
Guess with DTI yata.
Oo.
DTI.
Kasi ang IPR ay under talaga ng DTI ngayon. No? Meron pong opisina dito, baka pwede tayong makikonnect. Kung gusto niyo pong mag-submit, magpa-copyright ng materyales, mag-ready lang po kayo ng 2 kopya ng inyong, kung may libro kayo or may research kayo, 2 kopya po to. Hindi naman kailangan hardbound.
Yes.
At least yung content.
Nakabind lang.
Tapos, meron po silang form na papapirmahan sa inyo. Sa Manila po, ang pagkakaalam ko po, pagka sa National Museum kayo nag-submit ng materyales, that's 200. Pero pag mismo sa IPR office, 300 or 400. Bakit? Kasi ang IPO office, itatransmit din niya sa National Museum. So, yung kanyang flight. So, ganun.
May additional cost.
Ganun lang po. Yun po ang yun po ang pagpapakopyright. Well, tatandaan po natin, any material, any documents, parang for future use po nyo to kasi, no? Kailangan matutunan po natin to. Well, hindi po natin masabi later, baka kasi kopyahin or magkaroon ng kaso, at least you have the document. Copyrighted po ito. Yan. Well, ang tandaan din natin, sa copyright naman, kung dahil research ang inyong gawain, kung halimbawa naman, if you enter into a production or any commission, titignan niyo po sa inyong kontrata, tinuruan talaga, no? Sa inyong kontrata.
Thank you, Nico.
Sa kontrata kasi, minsan nilalagay din nila, hidden yan lagi. Parang hindi nila straight mistake. Basta tatandaan ninyo, pagka kayo po ay tumanggap ng bayad dun sa yung kinumission ninyo, pwede nating, meron yung balancing pwedeng sa kanila na yung yung trabaho nyo.
Yes.
Or, kasi minsan, pwede nyo rin tanungin, no? Nakatanggap ba ako ng bayad dito? Pwede sabihin, may karapatan pa rin. Pwede yung internal negotiation po yan. Pero kung kayo ay kinumisyon, sa kanila yung trabaho nyo, pero ang content, yung konsepto, kayo po ang may-ari nun.
Okay. In relation to that, may tanong ako, Ma'am Agnes, ha?
Yes.
Sir Edgar, okay na ba yun? Alright. Ang tanong ko is this, mga teachers kasi natin, we required now by CHED to really have our research outputs published. Not just in, like sa amin lang. Dapat naka-journal yan, national or international journals sa research. Question, is it possible for teachers, Nico, to be, to link up with you parang on the part of like working on the research, helping you with getting information, and then have our names be included in the work itself. May not necessarily be paying. Well, although, we'll be happy kung may bayad kami, that on top of that, our names will appear as a co-researcher. Is that possible in some,
Pwede naman. Actually, ako naging practice ko rin. Anybody na naka-partner ko, anybody na nakatrabaho ko, gusto ko share natin yung research ko. Meron akong dating estudyante, kinuha ko siya kasi mas may panahon siya. Doon ako ang main researcher. Binigyan ko siya ng, kung kumita man ako, merong kita ko siya, nandun ang pangalan na. So, gano'n. Naging practice na namin yan sa CCD. Dapat kasi gano'n.
Okay. So, thank you for letting us know. At least that's another venue, siguro, Sir Edgar, no? And Ma'am Agnes, for us.
One more thing, no? Siguro later on, kasi marami na, dahil siguro sa aking mga yung pagiging visible internationally, meron akong merong mga call for proposal, for research, I'll send it to you, yung mga links.
Yeah,
meron
please.
akong notes
Thank you
dito,
very
dahil
much.
the Asia-Europe Foundation, IFACA, Accords, ENPC, ang daming mga acronyms no, pero international. Karamihan Europe ang mga nag-welcome ng mga research.
Yeah, that's true. Yun nga matigsalog, the study that was done by Lyceo, that actually brought the chieftain and some of his family members to Europe. Because of that study, they were brought to Europe to
Interact with them.
yeah, to interact with other groups in Europe. And they had the experience of traveling to different parts of Europe to be able to share the culture.
Alam mo, Nico, mga Agnes, may tanong tayo from a student. Sharp? Janina, do you have any question? Okay, come here. Come on. Yes. Dito ka na para hindi mahirapan si Bert na mag-cover. Para kita ka na sa video. Among later is gonna be next, or maybe Chris Naval, Jessica.
Good afternoon. I just wanted to ask, do you have any guidelines for us as students on how to pick a topic, knowing that we only have a couple of months to a year to work on it, and it's not our only focus. We have other we have other subjects and requirements on top of that. So yeah, if you could just give us some tips.
The topics are you referring
Maybe the
yeah.
researchable
Not
topics.
not really for the thesis, something, or just simple research.
What I intend to let them do actually for this time is not pattern after the academic research that we do. What we want to let them go through, I hope with a permission of the chairperson and the rest, the deans, to go into the publishable research output. Okay? So, something like that, Nico. What's your advice to her?
Hindi kasi ako masyadong marunong gumawa ng ng publishable title. Pero marunong ako gumawa ng tagline.
Sige na nga, yan na lang.
Hindi, kasi
Tagline.
Parang sa akin kasi, tingnan natin yung anong hinahanap ko pag ako ay nagbabasa ng mga materyales sa Arts Network Asia. Dahil marunong naman ako mag-English, so ayan, okay.
Obviously.
Hindi, pero hindi yung title, hindi siya yung straight na straight. Dapat yung title mo, yung magbibigay ng curiosity dun sa reader. Tapos yung bibigyan mo siya ng second chance na, ay, basahin ko nga ito. May ganun di ba?
Nakaka-attract.
Parang matigsalog. Tama na yun. Ano ba, yung gano'n. Meron guidelines. Ano bang guidelines dito, no? Kahit sabihin natin nagtuturo ako, hindi ako ganun ka-rigid sa mga estudyante ko in terms of parang liberal ako, parang sabay kami natututo sa Kasi pinapractice ko kung ano yung ginagawa ko sa CCP at sa aking organizational involvement. Kadalasan kasi ang title laging huli yan.
Yes, after the whole work's
Oo.
over.
Para isipin mo muna kung anong gusto mo, konsepto mo. Tapos huli na ang title. Lalabas ang mahusay na title dito. Pero yung iba naman kasi, meron din ako experience. Bagay sabihin natin, medyo may edad na ako, kaya kong gumawa ng...
Don't worry, hindi pa masyadong obvious yun. Sabihin na natin na hindi masyadong obvious pa, okay?
Ano bang... Siguro ang isang guidelines, no? Parang kung kayo ay magsasabit ng proposal sa mga teacher, alamin niyo muna sino ang teacher niyo. Ano bang kalibre ng teacher niyo?
Nako, ako naman wala namang kalibre.
Kalibre as in, ano bang interest
Naku,
nito? Yan.
problemado to.
Ganun sa paggawa
Oo.
kasi ng proposal. Check the community, check the environment, learn to know sino ang sasabitan nyo ng materials mo sa kanya. Parang kailangan laging naka-align sa kanya. Huwag kayong magsasabit na hindi
Gusto niya.
gusto or hindi niya magugustuhan. Pero syempre nandun yung konsepto No?
So hindi pa alam ng teacher kung anong gusto niya. Paano yan? Yes, Ma'am
Sige,
Agnes.
Siguro naman,
Mas
diba?
babalik ka.
Because she's also teaching research, di ba, no, Sir Ed?
Pagtuturo.
Siguro naman, di ba, yung, like for example, for mass comm students, they are into the arts, no? So we have to, I think, give them the opportunity to also enhance their creativity. So, parang yung ginawa mo na yung liberal ka sa ano, di ba? Because I think that's one way of allowing the students to get out, like to get the best out of the
Kasi kanina sinabihan ko
students.
naman sila, audience ba analysis or ano, ba mali pala yun, dapat okay, you're free, explore, gano'n.
Parang ganun, explore, no? Basta kung ano lang interest nyo, content nyo lang sa inyo yan. Tapos, later on, you'll be guided by your teacher, your advisor, no? Tapos sabay kayong matututo. Yan.
Thank you for saying that, Nico. Alam na nila yun. Okay. Chris, Ma'am Jess, and sino pa ba? Ma'am Persia, and sila Charlton. May mga tanong ba from, sorry sir, I missed you. Richard, do you have any question from the grade school department? Yes.
Most of the questions that came to my mind were actually asked by you and Sir Datoya, because I was just concerned about where do we start and what are the agencies that could help us. Those were the things that really came to my mind. And listening to you, Ms. Zapata, I became even more curious and interested about research. If only some agency could support my family, I will go into research. I will leave this university and go into those communities. And
We don't want you to leave the university. We want you here.
Alam niyo po, ang pag-research, hindi naman kailangan full-time na gawin niyo.
Okay.
Gawin po yung parang way of life, pang araw-araw siya. Sabay mo siya sa yung pang-araw na gawain.
Okay, thank you for saying that. And yes, I was enlightened by those agencies and where do we start. Those are the only things that I was concerned about. Thank you very much.
Thank you. That's from grade school, Nico.
I also like to add something like we have the Office of the Innovation Technology Support Office, which is connected with the Research Center, which wherein you can be facilitated if you want to apply for a copyright, for patents, because we are connected with the Intellectual Property Office of the Philippines.
With no additional cost.
As of now, we have a promo from
Okay.
the IPO.
How much is the
field.
promo price?
No, it's it's actually just if you're going to apply for a patent, if you submit a patent application, there are no fees involved. And for like if your patent is going to be granted and you're going to be paying after that, then your fees will be waived for a year after the patent has been granted. So you can
Coordinate with
coordinate with the research office.
Okay. Thank you, Ma'am Agnes. And